I already have 9 fights now. I have 8 wins and 1 loss. In boxing, you're not allowed to be violent. It teaches you self-control. I dropped out of computer science and then I moved to business. If you're moving to Dubai with your business too, that's even worse. The reason why I manufacture my own shoes now, it's because they were sabotaging. Yeah, running a business is not for the weak. Biggest failure has to be the production. Why is it that you have an idea and another person doesn't? Like, why did that idea come to you and didn't go to the other person? I come from Nigeria. Like, I want to give back to Nigeria. That's what I want in my life. That's my ultimate goal. Without money, you're nothing. Without money, you can be thrown away.
Sometimes the strongest people you see today were once at a point where they almost gave up. Welcome back to another episode of Unique Podcast, the space where real stories meet purpose, growth, and truth. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been here from day one, thank you for growing with us. I am your host, Kati Kat, and I remain the humble host of this space. And today's conversation is a powerful one. We are speaking with someone whose journey is built on discipline, resilience, and identity. A 21-year-old boxer, boxing from the rings to building a brand in a competitive market like UAE. This is not just a story about success. This is a story about pressure, identity, and becoming. Because sometimes your environment doesn't give you clarity. Your struggle does. So, if you ever felt lost, if you ever felt questioned by your direction, if you ever had to start from nothing, don't skip this episode. Let's get into it. By the way, who is Mohamed? And I wanted to know, before the word saw MMD, maybe you can tell us what does that MMD design means. Tell us a little bit about your childhood, your background and environment, etc.
Okay, so I am currently a boxer and the founder of MMD Designs. Before MMD Designs, to be honest, I was just a boxer 4 years ago. And I've always been into business since I was like in secondary school.
What kind of business?
We used to buy sweets and sell them in class. They weren't allowed in school, but, we're still doing that. And even when I was younger, when I was a little kid, I've always loved to fight. Since then, I used to
So you're very violent when you were a kid.
I used to love to fight. That's what I can say. They used to call me small but mighty.
Ha.
And even in my family, they used to call me Dege in Hausa, which means someone that loves to fight. Yeah, I was in karate, training karate, but my mom removed me because I was always getting into fights with other people.
And then you use the advantage to okay, since I have this power, I will just use it over you.
Yeah, I used to fight a lot, so she removed me from karate.
Yeah.
So that's a little preview.
Growing up in Nigeria, how is growing up in Nigeria look like for you, that made you, shaped you into thinking about success? What made you feel like I want to be successful? Because in Nigeria, everybody wants to be successful, but it's not for everyone and it's not that easy. Yeah. What was growing up in Nigeria like?
I come from a privileged family. Alhamdulillah, my family is privileged. We are well taken care of. I always looked forward to being like my father because my father was, I'd say, a hustler. He's like, when I was younger, he'd go out in the morning and I wouldn't see him till the next morning again because by the time he's back, I'm sleeping. So I always wanted, he used to tell me these stories about how he came from a family of I think 20-something people, right?
Wow.
And
that means his father married a lot of wives.
Yeah, his father, when he died, he had 3 wives and 20-something children, right? And he left them with no money, right? Wives and kids, and coming from that background, you have to hustle hard. So he was telling me about stuff like that, and I'd be thinking imagine if I came from a family like that, without privilege, without anything, how would go out and actually make it? So which gave me that mindset okay, even though I'm privileged, I want to get my own thing. I want to.
You don't want to depend on your
I don't want to
father's
depend on anyone.
wealth, or okay, let's say now our father has already, there's something we call in Nigeria inheritance. You don't want to
Yeah,
depend on that, so you want to have your
exactly.
own thing.
Yeah, yeah. So I just want mine.
Okay, so at what point in your life did you feel lost or uncertain before you figure out that you want to come to Dubai? I'm just curious how you moving from Dubai, from Nigeria to Dubai is. When did you move to Dubai, and what made you move to Dubai exactly?
It was just university. I was going to study, and then we decided with my family that I'm coming to Dubai.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow. So, and I say, your family are here, or you're just alone by yourself?
I'm with my younger siblings, my younger sister and brother. The rest of my family, they're in Nigeria.
Okay. Why boxing?
Boxing, I don't know. I saw people training at MMA Fitness Center in Barsha, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to sign up and train. Since then, I fell in love with the sport, and here we are now.
So, are you personally, are you fighting with any club, or you just training for training purpose, or just for, how would we call it? For, how do you say this when, I don't want to use the word violent, ready to attack, or you're just,
To be prepared.
yeah, are you training to be prepared, or you're training to be the next Mayweather?
I don't like Mayweather, by the way.
Oh,
But
oh my God.
I am training to fight. I already have 9 fights now. I have 8 wins and 1 loss.
So I noticed that boxing has a lot of pressure and pain, and you need to have control. What did it teach you?
In boxing,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to be violent. You have to. It teaches you self-control, because even in sparring, like when you're sparring, there's times where it's light sparring, and if you go hard, like even if there's no punishment for you going hard, like people look at you a certain way, like
What is
why are you
sparring, by
behaving
the
that way?
way?
Sparring is like when you're like training, but
Yeah.
actually getting in contact with each other. So you're fighting each other, but lightly.
So you're not allowed to be violent, even you get it really hard.
Yes, some people do get angry and all this, but it teaches you not to, like, even the coaches will be like, why are you guys being like this? Like, control yourself.
Yeah.
And the more angry you get in boxing, the more you get hit. So you have to learn to actually
Control.
breathe and relax.
Okay, so because you were a student, or you're out of school.
I am actually still a student.
Okay, so you're a student, you're in boxing, but how does that shape you and move you to the direction of being an entrepreneur?
I was in computer science in university. I was in computer science for 3 years. I was about to be in my 3rd year, and then I dropped out of computer science. And then I moved to business, because I've never really liked computer science, but I've always like been intrigued with business, right? And I've been running MMD Designs for close to 2 years now. So I decided to get a business degree. And to be honest, I'm in my 1st year now, and I think it's good that I've moved to business. I think it's one of the best decisions I've made.
So do you think education, like university in UAE, is much better than university in Nigeria?
I've never
What
been.
would you compare? Or you've never schooled in Nigeria?
I did my high school in Nigeria, but I didn't do university, so I'm not sure.
So that's why you moved there directly to school, and then from studying, you wanted to do something else. You wanted to try entrepreneurship. You're just jack of all trade, I would say.
Yeah.
You're still getting there, not all trade yet,
Yeah.
but slowly we are there. And you studied computer science, but choose entrepreneurship. Why exactly? Because there are two different directions.
Yeah, computer science, I was basically persuaded, by my father. And then when I was in high school, I used to love video games. I wanted to be a video gamer, right? But since I realized that I can't be that, I wanted to go into computer science, and then to create my own games, my own video games. So when I came to Dubai and I started doing the computer science, I realized that I have no passion for it. Yeah,
You didn't enjoy the topic at all.
not at all.
I think it's quite understandable because majority of us, it's not like our parents don't want the best for us, but
Mm,
sometimes they just have to let us follow our direction.
mm,
But sometimes our parents, African parents say, what I can see sitting down, you cannot see when you climb a
actually,
mountain.
yeah.
Sometimes it can be true,
Mm,
sometimes it can be wrong.
mm,
But however, I'm glad that your parents, your dad, your parents supported you in chasing your dream, not,
mm,
not withholding you like majority of the parents do now.
mm,
I want you to be a lawyer, you're going to be a lawyer. No, you're going to be a pilot.
yeah.
But I'm just glad about that. But what was the first real step you took into business when you decide to go into MMD?
Mm. Okay. When I started MMD Designs, my uncle sent me pictures of some shoes. He was like advertising it to me, and I saw the shoes. I'm like, wow. So I asked him like, who owns this company? I want to buy it. And then he calls me. He's like, this man has been running his shoe business for 7 years. He's not going to sell you his company, right? And I'm like, okay. How about he supplies me so that I can start my own shoe company, right? So I used the pictures from the guy with the shoe company, and then I sent it to my family and my friends. I told them I have started a shoe business. These are the samples of the shoes. I told them the price, and they bought some shoes.
Do you have any sample of the shoes here?
I wanted to get you a gift, but I don't know your size.
No, no. It's male shoes.
Okay.
I was thinking that you're
There's female
bringing so
shoes.
that we can see how it looks like.
I'll
So
send you one.
let's say now for the shoes now, you're not making the shoes. You just you fell in love with the craftsmanship of another person and you wanted to buy it, but at the end you have to collaborate with the person.
Yeah. Okay. When I was collaborating with that person, the reason why I manufacture my own shoes now, it's because they were sabotaging my yeah. Whenever we ordered stuff, we tell them don't put your logo. Sometimes they'll tear the leather deliberately. We had some people that were sort of envious of because we're their competition, so they were sabotaging our stuff. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to start my own manufacturing.
Okay, so before MMD Designs became a structure, what did the struggle actually look like? Because every business owner will always have a struggle from the beginning. It's not always a smooth way. What was the struggle like?
To be
I
honest,
want you to describe in reality, money wise, rejection, the pressure that comes with running a business.
yeah, I'm still dealing with the struggle if I'm being honest. But yeah, running a business is not for the weak. It's not for the weak.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. The thing is, when I started a business, everyone wants to start a business. Everyone like
Everybody wants to do the same,
everyone
but
wants to do
not
it.
everybody can keep up.
Yeah, no one. It's I think business is harder than boxing. Business is harder than boxing because
But nobody tells you before you start.
no one tells you. You have to deal with other people. You have to create a team. You have to find funding, operations, especially when it comes to manufacturing, because you have to get the machines, you have to get the people that actually craft it, you have to get the materials, all this stuff. And if you're moving to Dubai with your business too, that's even worse because
Because
now
it's
it's
competitive.
very competitive. So you have to know what type of marketing to do. You have to know where to be. Yeah, business is tough.
Why? But why shoes? Why footwears? Why not something else?
It was the opportunity that I was telling you about
Because you
earlier.
like the design and you
Yeah.
wanted to go into it.
Yeah.
But generally, is business fine now? Or
It's
you're
going
still
alright.
moving, are you looking for an investment, a partner, or you just want to be standalone?
I actually want to be standalone, but I am looking for funding, which I think I'll go to family, not outside. So yeah,
So you prefer family funding than
yeah,
partnership?
yeah,
Okay. Did you design the shoes yourself?
yeah. Most of
So
them.
most of them you design, then you give them the design to make the shoes for
Yeah.
you, or did you build a system around it?
Yeah, I have other people that also design for me, but Some of them I do design myself, and then I send it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you, like how many team do you have in total?
Apart from the manufacturers, I have 8, 9, 9. Yeah.
It's 21, correct? It's
Yeah.
21 because you think you can't do it simply because you think age is not on your side. But it's 21 and it's still doing it. So let's just keep up with it because a lot of people are willing to start up a business, but some of them, anybody can do business at any age. You could be 35, you could be 40, and you can decide to venture into a business because that's when your own calling came. But some people start to think, who's going to buy from me? Who's going to, procrastination start to come in then.
Yeah.
But again, if you have a support system, you are very lucky, to be honest. And how did you go from selling to friends? Because
Selling.
you first of
Okay.
all sell to friends
Yeah,
to building the real brand itself. How did you go from selling to my friend, hey, buy my shoes, and before building a real brand
Okay.
itself?
When I sold to my family members and my friends, that's when I realized that the brand has potential. Because I sold I think like 20 shoes that week. So, and that's like the first time I'm actually like selling stuff like that. So I was excited, like, I'm going to be a billionaire because
No,
I
you
sold
said
20
it. I'm going
shoes.
to be a billionaire. It's a manifestation.
Yeah, I was too excited because 20 shoes in 1 week, like, that's mind blowing for me because I have done other businesses before that, but it wasn't as successful as that. So 20 shoes in 1 week, that's like, I was already seeing the future, like, I've made it. So after that, to be honest, I was just trying to sell the same way. But as you move forward, you learn stuff in business. And then I started learning all this stuff about marketing. I started learning all this stuff about branding and structure and everything. And I'm like,
Which is not easy.
which is not easy. Like, we always learn. We are always learning. You have a brand
Yeah.
too. So as we're moving forward, I'm learning marketing. I'm learning how to brand my company, and stuff like that. So now the branding is MMD is made for hustlers and built for legacy makers. So we're aiming to sell to people that are like us, people that are hustlers, people that want to make it.
People that understand.
Exactly, people that understand. So we're trying to make it more than a brand. We're trying to make it a community.
So what was the biggest failure MMD passed through? What was when building this brand of yours, what was the biggest failure you came through? Because you can't say it's a smooth way,
Biggest failure has to be the production. Apart from the sabotage, when we started the production, we were getting, like, we wasted a lot of money on production because we'd get people that we want to make the certain type of shoe, but they are not good as our original suppliers.
Yeah.
So we had to keep trying to find people. So finally we found them, but that was hard.
Wow. So, let's compare African market to UAE market. Moving your brand to UAE market, or let's say you even started it here. What was what shocked you the most?
The UAE is more competitive. In Nigeria, because
Yeah,
because Nigeria is like
they support each other.
yeah, I'd say that. And right, everyone, like, among the cultures, everyone wears the type of shoes that we were selling from the
Yeah,
start.
they say tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah, exactly.
But here you need
Here
to know
is
somebody.
diverse.
Yeah.
It's diverse, so you need to know the
start-
people you're targeting, the audience that you're looking for. Yeah,
So what was your target audience?
my target audience originally was the Emirati and Arabs because, their outfit.
Yes, and the shoes is the styles of is something that an Emirati will actually rock.
Yeah,
The style of the shoes.
Definitely, yeah. So they were my original target, but now we are expanding our portfolio. So we are introducing cover shoes and half covers. So it's going to the working class, so it goes to everyone.
Okay. So now, with the regional crisis, situation going on right now, Has the current regional situation affected your business in any way?
It has.
You know,
It has. My shipment actually just got cancelled 2 days ago
from where?
from Nigeria
Oh, because of the
because
the
of the war.
situation.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not one thing for sure. You know what the UAE are doing? They are doing absolutely stunning, because a lot of country, which I'm not going to mention names, they will not be able to withhold the amount of missiles and drone that was thrown at them. Everything will be damaged. But still yet, they are well structured. And you should know UAE is a very fast rising city. You know, it's a very everything is growing fast. So don't forget there are pressures coming from other countries, jealousy and stuff, you know. So this is going to affect a lot of business, and hopefully I hope your shipments will come in the next
hopefully.
shipping, but I think it's good for you. Maybe what?
Yeah, I found another logistics company that said they can make it happen. So we're just waiting.
So in a place like Dubai where everything moves very fast, you know, the most moving business right now mostly is hospitality. Everybody want to eat food and some other things, entertainment, you know, party and stuff. But once you're into fashion, you know, because even if you're selling shoes, it's fashion.
It's fashion.
You're selling jewelries, it's an
All
accessories.
same industry.
It's in the same industry. How do you stay grounded?
You know, I don't really
Competition.
competition. I'm just coming in. You know, I relaunched properly, I think last month. So, you know, we're just coming in. But the way things are going, I think in the future, I think it should be good. It should be all right. We're looking for retail now. We're going to get into retail. Yeah, that's the way we're going now.
Nice. And do you believe success is more than skills or identity?
Success, you know, I think success is luck. You know, even though like everyone tries hard, and if you think about it, you can't be the person that tries the hardest, because there's probably someone in Lagos that's like working like 247, you know, but he doesn't have the opportunity to actually like demonstrate whatever he's doing to become successful. So I think it's success. Whether you try hard, whether you're smart, I think it's Allah, I think it's God, or if some people want to call it luck, I think it's luck, or whatever you want to believe in, I think it's that.
It's luck.
Yeah, definitely.
It's luck because just like you said, you can work as much as hard as you can. You can have the most powerful skill. Even if you have structure, you need connection.
Yeah.
You can work smart and not hard, and you can be successful. So there are two different things, you know. So everybody identifies success in a different ways. For example, you know.
Yeah, and if you think about it, like why is it that you have an idea and another person doesn't? Like, why did that idea come to you and didn't go to the other person? It's not like you brought the idea to your head. It somehow just came into your head, right?
Sometimes they can be mumu.
Yeah, but they're just unlucky that they don't have that sort of mindset.
Most of the people have an idea. Everybody has idea. God has already planted a seed in us, but it's how we approach it. Some people, they say, I don't have connect. I will just
some
leave
people
it.
are like that.
People are just sleeping.
Yeah.
Some people have an idea. You know, sometimes when you come together and build something, it blooms very big. But because of the competition, especially here in this region, because of the competition between we black folks, we feel that, he's going to be better than me. No, I'm not going to share this idea, you know, and then...
Yeah. And if you think about it, like Dubai, it's based on communities. Like everyone has their own community. You know,
yeah, but community where you pay money to go and you don't...
not that. I'm actually talking about community where they actually do stuff.
Yeah.
Get things done, you know.
Yeah. But who are you becoming?
Who am I
beyond the
becoming?
business?
You know, that's a very deep question. I don't know.
Where do you see yourself? Who do you think you will be?
Beyond
Just
the business?
when you think about, you know, have you ever imagined yourself and say, I'm going to be just like this
person?
Yeah. But more than this person. I see myself in this. You must have a dream.
I do. I actually do. It's
You say you'll be a future billionaire.
for me, it's not about the money. It's
Are you
about
Davido?
the video. Yeah, it's not about the money. It's mostly about helping my people. Yeah, like I come from Nigeria. Like I want to give back to Nigeria. That's what I want in my life. That's my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal is to help as many people as I can, especially my people,
To give back to the
to
community.
give back.
Wow.
Yeah,
This is very powerful. Do you think people are chasing money or chasing fame?
everyone is chasing money nowadays and fame. There's
Why they are not chasing purpose?
I don't know. I think it's because community has showed them that without money you're nothing. Without money you can be thrown away.
Money
So
is just
everyone,
like paper.
yeah. So everyone, because the community has made it that money is power. Everyone wants money so that they can become powerful.
Okay, if you look into the screen right now, what would you like to tell someone who feels behind life right now and they feel things are not working out for them?
They should depend on God, pray and do their thing. Try to work hard. God says, get up and help yourself, and I will help you. So do your best and depend on God.
What is something people see online about success that is completely not true, false?
Yeah, most of Instagram is lies, anyways, and people don't believe that. Like, especially the people that sell online courses, most of them, like, I've met them in real life. Like, most of them are not that. They're mostly lying to you. A lot of traders you'll see online where they're showcasing this luxurious house, the multiple cars. It's all a facade. It's all lies. Yeah, most of Instagram life is fake.
True. But before you could get a yes, you've gotten multiple no's.
Yeah.
How many no's did you get before things start working out for you?
I don't know. A billion no's. Even
How does it feel?
how does it feel to get a no? It just like sort of gets me mad. It's like, okay, now I have to do it because you're telling me no. You know, it's something that pushes you. It annoys me, but that's sort of what pushes me the most is a no.
See, getting no is a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
When somebody say no, it means they see a potential in you. And you don't see that.
You don't see it.
And the more you get no, the more you figure out, okay, why did they say no? You have to take a note down. And before you know, you are there.
Yeah.
That is how it is.
How it
Because you have to always, people, for me, I always tell people to manifest, but people don't believe in manifestation. When somebody say no to you, people are like, okay, they say no, okay, they're not giving me the job, okay, they don't want to invest, it's fine.
Yeah.
At the
It's
end,
not
you
fine.
find somebody else.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we've, if we continue, we will not stop having this conversation. I'm really enjoying this conversation.
Yeah.
But for someone that is scared to start, what would you tell them?
Jump. Just do it. Nike.
Just do it.
Just do it.
If someone is looking for investor, what should they focus on first?
I haven't reached that level yet.
So you haven't tried, but you said you're looking for funding, which is investor.
Yeah, but I come from a privileged family, so
So let's say, for example, now, forget, I know you're quite young and you must think, oh, family are dead. But if you want to look for an investor, what would you be looking out for?
I don't know. I'm not there yet.
You'll be there soon.
Yeah.
You'll be there soon. I mean, sometimes if you want to be successful, you can't be successful alone. But until you find the right crowd, the right person, you have to wait and keep pushing and not giving up. Giving up is not an option.
Never.
Giving up is for the weak. When you give up, you snooze, you lose, What does legacy mean to you before we round up?
I just want to help people. I just want to be known as someone that has helped as much as he could. Someone that has given back to the society. One of the great leaders that actually wanted to help. Let me hear my name. Like how people speak about Gaddafi, how he wanted to help his people and how he died. Okay, that's how I want to be spoken about. Someone that wanted to help.
May we not die like,
knows?
no, I mean, the tongue is very powerful, And let's say if you are watching your younger self right now and you wish that your younger self knew something that you never knew, what would you say to your younger self?
Continue making your mistake. I wouldn't change nothing. Even what I know now, I wouldn't tell him anything. I'd just let him be him, because him being him made me who I am now.
Wow. It was a fantastic episode with you.
Yeah, I enjoyed the conversation.
And we wish you the best, nothing but the best. We might have you again in the future. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing.
Thank you.
Don't give up.
I won't.
You're almost there. That billionaire, we are going to make it. We'll make that billions, And inshallah, hope that everything will be fine with the region and we'll all be safe as we are. We are currently safe and we'll continue to be safe. Thank you so much for joining us, Mohamed, and we'll see you on the next episode. Ciao.
Bye. Thank you.
This is what I always say. Sometimes you don't find your purpose. Your lowest season introduces you to it. Thank you so much, Mohamed, for joining us. And to everyone watching, remember this: clarity doesn't come from watching or from waiting. It comes from movements. We've said it before. If this episode spoke to you, don't forget to like, comment, and share. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. And I still remain your humble host, Kathy, and I'll see you on the next episode. Ciao.